And then there were three. With Moto Edge 20 Fusion, the Moto Edge 20 and now the Moto Edge 20 Pro, the lineup is all complete for this year. Okay, this Moto Edge 20 Pro will launch in the Flipkart Big Billion Day sale and it comes with awesome features like 5x periscope lens, we'll talk about that 50x zoom and all, a 144Hz 10-bit display, a ton of Moto exclusive features like Ready for, without bloat of course, that goes without saying. And you know what else is awesome? You're subscribing to TechVisor. My segues are getting good, right? My name is Kaushal and let's check out the Moto Edge 20 Pro. Let's proceed. Okay, so let's dig through this box and you would find a Moto Edge 20 with the screen side up. And what do you know? A case still attached right from the box. That's good, I guess. Keeping it aside, you have some paperwork in here, I guess. Yeah, paperwork, or as I like to, screams of the jungle. A 30-watt PD charger, a USB Type-C cable, I guess, and a SIM ejector too. That's it. So this phone doesn't come with an inbuilt screen protector. It comes with a Motorola branded plastic, so we'll just remove that off. And speaking of SIM ejector tool, if you pull out this tray, you won't find a space for micro SD card. Another interesting thing is that you get dual 5G SIM support, which is good. Not many phones out there that do it. And it's not 5G for namesake, you get 11 5G bands with this bad boy. Anyway, as they say, third time's the charm. So Moto had plastic backs on the other two H20s, but this is a proper glass sandwich. Gorilla on the front and 3D on the back, which is frosted. And this is the only right way to do glass back because hold on. So on regular glass screens, you get smudges like this very easily. But on frosted glass, see, no smudges. Just letting all the manufacturers know. The in-hand feeling of this phone is quite premium. You've got a 3-camera setup which I'll talk more about in a moment. The top portion of this phone is flat except for one tiny mic hole and the left has a tiny button for triggering Google Assistant which is not customizable. Like come on Motorola, that can be done. And the right has the usual suspects, the power button with a fingerprint scanner and the volume rockers. Although I would like to say the power button on the Moto Edge 20 Pro is placed quite high up. There's no way anyone can reach the buttons when holding the phone normally. Even Apple used to do this with iPhone XS Max and even they have realized with the iPhone 13 and placed the buttons closer to the middle. So yeah, small feedback for future Motorola phones. We've tested all the Moto Edge 20s and they all have a 10-bit display, but this one is plenty bright, which is both indoors and outdoors, and boy oh boy, you can tell the difference immediately. Provided you play some actual 10-bit HDR content, here look, I downloaded a 4K HDR video and you can actually feel the difference when you compare it with the 8-bit display. Plus you get a 144Hz refresh rate and a touch sampling rate of 576Hz, which actually makes a real life difference while playing games. But what about watching videos and streaming movies, you might ask? That's great too, but I have a small gripe. Even though this phone has all the decent specs, Moto missed out on stereo speakers and comes with a mono speaker on the bottom. Outer beauty is fine and all, but the real beauty lies inside, so let's get in. It's got a Snapdragon 870 with 8 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM and 128 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage. And your games will run buttery smooth. Here, check this out. I'm playing BGMI with Ultra HD graphics and extreme FPS. At those settings, your clip might get stuck, but your games won't. So yeah. If you care about benchmarks, then here are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. Moving on to the good stuff now. Okay, so Moto has done something here and they've put truly decent sensors behind this phone. And you get a 108 megapixel main sensor, an 8 megapixel telephoto that has a periscope lens, and a 16 megapixel ultra wide that also doubles up as a macro lens. So it should be interesting because the iPhone 13 Pro uses something similar. So let's take some pictures, shall we? So this is from the normal 1x lens and let's take a step back a bit. Wait, you don't have to do that. You can just switch to the ultra wide and capture more of the world. But if you really want to get up and close to the faraway objects with this 50x zoom, digitally of course. Or if you want to explore the tiny world, the macro feature can do that for you. Although there are some obvious color shifts when changing the lens, the overall picture quality remains similar. And here's my ugly mug from this 32 megapixel front selfie camera. Not to mention that you can record at 8K at 24 FPS, which is bonkers. Because in reality, you'll be shooting at 4K 30 or 60 FPS on the regular, my friend. Now finally, let's talk about the most overlooked aspect of this phone, the software. It's weird how I have to explicitly make you excited about a bloat-free and free software experience. Like, I don't know if you're too young to remember, but the stock free Android experience was the norm. Moto has a clean interface with Moto exclusive features like karate chop for torch, twist for camera, and so on. But this ready for PC, it's really growing on me. Ready for PC lets you transform any normal TV or monitor into a full desktop experience, kind of like Samsung DeX, and it even works wirelessly with the TVs that support Miracast. Here, let me show you. I can preview my phone screen on a TV, whether it be for an interview or Monday meetings. And if you have a wireless keyboard and a mouse, you can switch from browsing Instagram Reels to typing emails. It's great. And the funny thing is, you can use your phone as a webcam for your laptop. And if you look at the image quality, the difference between the laptop, webcam and phone, that's a happy difference. Also, Moto has promised 2 years of software updates, which is fine I guess, but we'll see how it goes in the future. I'll keep you posted, don't worry. And finally, let's talk juice. You get a 30-watt PD brick. That would be great to fast charge any device that supports PD. And this phone has a 4500 mAh battery that should get you through the day. But considering we also use the Moto Edge 20 for a while, and it only had enough juice to barely crawl through the day. I don't believe you would get amazing battery life because of that 144Hz, but it would get you through the day. Plus, it has Wi-Fi 6 carrier aggregation, 11 5G bands, so your internet speeds would be sorted, whether it's on Wi-Fi, 5G or 4G. And I tried a few calls and the call quality seems good for starters. Well, what do we have here? It's the final chapter. Okay, so you've seen me go gaga over the features like 144Hz display, 10-bit AMOLED screen, and most importantly, the clean Android experience. And it's true, the phone is really good with premium back and a great display. However, there are still some little things that I wish Moto had taken into consideration. For example, Moto's situation with software has not been great in the past. Camera setup is fine I guess. I would really need to test it a bit more. Okay, the usual price of Moto S20 Pro is around 40,000, but in the sale it will go down to 36,999. Plus you get additional bank offers, so that makes it a really interesting offer. Let me know what you think about the pricing in the comments. And let us know which phone should be compared with this Moto H20 Pro. And if you like this video, do press the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. My name is Kaushal and I'll see you on our Hindi channel. So, udhar aa jao mere dosto.